Hey there, Deep Inspiration Hub here. In today's video, I'm going to take you through a tutorial on how to connect your PC to the Anyone network. Now, this is a very simple way to boost your privacy online. And the cool thing is that you can test this out for free. In today's video, I'm going to be walking you through how you can set this up on a Windows PC using the Windows scripts that the team provided. And if you do have the original ATOR relay, I would also take you through a step-by-step guide on how you can test the proxy feature. Honestly, I was surprised by how decent my internet speed was, even though my data was being routed through 3 independent relays. Just a heads up though, it's still in the beta phase, so use it carefully whilst you are testing it out. Now let's get into the video. So there are several ways that you can connect to the Anyone network using all the major operating systems that are out there. So you can do this on a Mac operating system, you can do this on a Windows operating system, on a Linux operating system, and if you do have the hardware relay, you can do this directly on the hardware relay. This is one of the things that the team promised at the beginning, that there's a probability at the end or somewhere during the development that the data can directly be channeled through the hardware relay, and this actually you can test now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate the process to you. For instance, how you can do this using a Windows operating system and how you can also do this through the hardware relay. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to provide some timestamps through the video so you can cycle through whatever option that you want to have a look at. So what I'm going to start with is how we can do this on a Windows operating system. So just come to the documentation page. I'm going to also link this in the description section so that you can come directly to this page. And then when you are here, just click on Windows, and then here just click on the beta one-click Windows setup, and then it loads all the instructions for you. So I highly recommend that you also go through the instruction. Everything that we're going to do today is also well outlined on the instruction sections. Now what you're going to do is to just download the zip file. So just click here and download the zip file. It's a pretty small file, just 7 megabytes, so it shouldn't take that long to download. And then what I also want to show you is that when you come down here, there is this web page that you can basically use to see if your data is being routed through the Anyone network. So when you click on this website, for instance, now you see that it tells me, sorry, you are not connected to the Anyone network, because I haven't activated the Anyone Connect on my PC yet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how we can do this on a Windows operating system. So the zip file that I downloaded is now ready. I just moved this to my desktop for ease of use. Just right click on the zip file and choose extract all, and then here I'm going to extract it to my desktop as well. So once you extract the zip file, you basically see that there are two things. You have one folder that is called src or source, and then you have a second file that is called statproxy.bat, which is basically a batch file. Now if you want to run this, all you have to do is to just double click the application that we have here, the batch file, and then Windows is going to warn you. So Windows Defender is going to tell you this is an unrecognized application, are you sure you want to run it? If you are pretty sure that you downloaded the right file from the original source, just click on more info and then run anyway. So when the bash script is running, it's basically going to open a command prompt like you see here. When the script is done running, you would see at the end that you have a message like press Ctrl+C or close this window to disable the proxy service. But what you would also see here is that it will tell you proxy has been enabled and configured to use the Anyone network. So basically it means that from this point, everything that we're going to be doing is going to be channeled through the Anyone network. What you would also see here is that it tells me what the real IP address of my network currently is. I mean, I've blurred it out for obvious reasons of security, and you can also see the new IP address that is provided for me through the Anyone protocol. So if I come back to the verify IP address website provided by the team and I just refresh this page now, you see that now it tells me congratulations, you can be Anyone. Basically means that the data routing is now activated on my PC, and everything that I'm going to do is going to be channeled through the Anyone network, which is pretty cool. I mean, if you look at the fact that you just have to just run one application and your data is already private and secured, this is pretty cool. Now what I'm going to do now is to basically show you an example of how my internet connection looks with the Anyone protocol activated and what the speed of my internet connection is with the Anyone protocol deactivated. So to test the internet speed, you can basically use anything that you want to do. In my case, I always use this website. So I'm just going to come here, I'm going to click on go, and then we're going to measure what the internet speed is. I mean, this is pretty wild, right? I mean, I already have 60, 70, 80 megabytes per second. Considering, I mean, what you like to make this really for you to really understand this, I'm fumbling because I'm so excited. Whatever that is happening on my PC is hopped through 3 independent relays. Right. Well, I mean, with a classical VPN, normally the data is routed through one server, but in this case, whatever I'm doing on my PC now is hopped through an entry relay, a middle relay, and an exit relay. And if you have 80 megabytes per second with the data being hopped through 3 independent relays, this is really crazy, right? So you can see we have the final results now. This my download speed is 82 megabytes, my upload speed is 17.15 megabytes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to also check the internet speed after turning off the Anyone protocol. Now to discover disconnect yourself from the anyone protocol is pretty easy. So here, one thing I did have an issue that when I closed the window, it didn't terminate the process. So what I'm going to suggest to you, like they said here, just click on the terminal, just make sure that the window is active, and then press Ctrl C. So when you press Ctrl C the first time nothing happens, just press Ctrl C again, and then you see down here it tells me terminate batch job. So press Y or N. Y means that yes, you want to terminate, N means that no, you don't want to terminate. So I'm just going to press Y and I'm going to press enter, and then basically you can see that the session closes and the anyone connection is now detached from my network traffic. So what I'm going to do now is to go back to the speed test, and I'm going to test my speed now with the anyone protocol off. So now I can see my real IP address, which basically means that the anyone protocol is not working at this point. So what I'm going to do is to just click on go, and then I'm going to see what the internet speed is going to be. So now the final results are here. So on the left side, you see what the internet speed is with the anyone protocol on, and on the right side, you see what it is with the anyone protocol off. And honestly, I do use VPN services, and my internet speed with my VPN on is normally way lower than what I'm having with the anyone protocol. So I'm personally pretty happy about the results. It's a pretty remarkable improvement on the privacy network, and also the fact that my internet speed do not go down dramatically. Now what I'm going to do now is to show you how you can do this if you do have the anyone hardware relay. So if you have the hardware relay, all you have to do is to come into your relay dashboard. You can do this by just going to relay.local, or if you do have the local IP address of your relay, just put this in the browser section and it's going to directly bring you into the anyone relay dashboard. I'm pretty sure that if you do have a hardware, you know how to get here. Then here, all you have to do is to just put in your password and just press login. So now you can see that I'm connected to my relay dashboard. What I'm going to do to connect to the anyone network is basically using the hotspot proxy feature. What this basically means is that the relay is going to create its own wireless hotspots, and then I'm going to connect my PC to this wireless hotspot, configure the browser proxies, and then basically my data would be channeled automatically through the anyone network. Now to do so, just come to the left section here and choose relay, and then choose proxy settings beta. So here what I'm going to use is the hotspot proxy feature. Like I said, this basically means that the relay is going to create a wireless network, and I'm going to connect my PC to it through the wireless network. For instance, if I wanted to connect my PC through the Ethernet to the hotspot, then I would use the Ethernet proxy. But in my case, I want to connect to it wirelessly through the hotspot that the relay is going to create. So to activate this, just come to the hotspot proxy and then just switch this to on. And you see that it tells me when the hotspot proxy is available, I should connect to this IP address here. So I'm just going to copy this IP address here with a port. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it somewhere on my notepad. And then here I'm going to click on apply, and then I'm going to save this. So it tells me that I'm going to have to reboot the relay for the changes to take effect, which is fine. I'm going to click on save, and then you see that I already get a notification that I have to reboot my relay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come to interface, and I'm going to come to network settings. So what I have to do here is I have to activate the Wi-Fi hotspot, because without this, the relay is not going to create this hotspot or this wireless network that I'm going to connect to. So I'm just going to come here and I'm going to activate Wi-Fi hotspot, and then now the Wi-Fi hotspot is created, but I have to reboot my relay for these changes to take effect. Now I'm going to click on apply here as well. I'm going to save the changes. So I've made two changes. The first change was on the relay proxy settings, and the second change is on the network settings. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on reboot, and I'm going to confirm the reboot, and the relay is basically going to reboot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the relay to complete rebooting for me to see the pulsation blue or cyan light, which means that everything is working, and then we can continue to the next step. So when I come back to my hardware relay after the reboot, I see that my relay is technically ready. The client service is running, the client status is online, and also here you do see that the hotspot is up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect to the wireless network that has been created for me. The wireless network in my case is what is called here the relay app, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to the relay app wireless, and then if you do want to find out what the password of the hotspot that is created for you is, just come to interface, come to network settings, and then when you click here, you would basically find out what the password of the wireless network that is created for me is going to be. So the wireless network ID is the same ID that you see here, and the password is going to be the password that you basically see when you click on this I button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my wireless network settings, and I'm going to connect to this wireless network that is called relay app. Okay, so now I have connected to the wireless network of my relay, and I'm going to take you through what the next steps are going to be. But before that, I always like to refer you to the docs, because whatever that we're going to do here is basically outlined here. So this is what we're going to do called connect through hardware. Then here basically we've done all the configurations that we need to do. The next thing that we're going to have to do is to connect to the proxy by connecting to the network. So just click on this option here. It would basically open this page here, and then it's going to tell you all the things that we're going to do. So basically you're going to have to go into your browser, and then you're going to have to configure the proxy settings with the settings that we're going to be provided here. And this is also the same thing that we copied onto the notepad, if you remember. I'm going to show you how we can do this. I mean, it's very easy to do, and everything, like I said here, the team has really outlined everything that we're going to do here, which makes it so easy to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this window to the left, and I'm going to keep Firefox on the right. So basically when you connect to the wireless network of your relay, you can browse the internet and everything, but the data is not channeled through the anyone network. So for instance, when I come to Firefox and I try to check my traffic using the page that was provided by the team, you see that it says, sorry, you are not connected to the anyone. So what we're going to do is we're going to configure my browser here. So in my case, for this example, I'm using Firefox to channel the traffic through the proxy that I'm going to provide to it, and then through this we would be able to channel our traffic through the anyone network. But here as well, whatever that we're going to do here, I always like to refer to the docs, because whatever we're going to be doing here is well outlined in the docs as well. So for instance, when you come to the same anyone documentation, you come to connect through hardware. The first step is basically what we did, activating the hotspot and stuff like that. And what we're going to do now is to set up a proxy server on 9050. So when you come here and you also click on connecting to the network, it would bring you to this page where we're going to be configuring the proxy depending on which application that you want to use. So in my case, I'm going to be doing this example using Firefox, but they have also provided a guide for Telegram, Spotify, FileZilla, BitTorrent and stuff like that. So what we're going to do now is to just come to my Firefox settings. I'm going to come to the settings option here, and then I found that the easiest way is to just search in this right section here, just search for proxy. Right, then you see that now proxy is under network settings, so just click on settings here. So in your case, by default, it's going to be at no proxy. So what we're going to do now is to just come to manual proxy configuration. In my case, I've already tested this out, so that's why you can see that I do have this IP address and port already filled out. So basically this is a similar thing that they provided here. Now on the SOCKS host is going to be the IP address that was provided when we enabled the hotspot proxy. I can show you shortly how this is. When you come to the anyone relay dashboard, come to relay, come to proxy settings, and then you see that it tells you hotspot proxy is available, connect to this IP address and port. So basically the 1042.01 is the same thing that you see here, and the 9050 is the port that is provided here. That's basically the same thing that I've done here. Now what you can also do is that you can tell the browser not to apply this proxy to websites like, so in my case, the local IP address, if the local IP address of your relay is this, you can also put this, that this is going to be an exception that is already allowed this to go through the proxy. And also here my relay local dashboard is also added. The whole idea is that so that you can still access your relay dashboard if you do have the proxy enabled. So to repeat, on this side, all you have to do is to come to manual proxy configuration, SOCKS host, just put in the same IP address that we found on the relay dashboard. The port is going to be 9050, and then like they said here, the SOCKS is going to be SOCKS v5, just the same thing that they have here. Do not prompt for authentication if password is saved. Proxy, DNS, the two are both checked, and just click on OK. So basically we are done with the configuration. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come back to the same page here, and I'm going to refresh the page, and then now you see that it tells you congratulations, you can build anyone. So basically everything that I'm going to do here, pay close attention. The things that I'm going to do in Firefox alone are the things that are going to be channeled through the anyone proxy. So for instance, when I come to my Chrome browser where I haven't configured this proxy, you see that it tells me sorry, you are not connected to anyone. So if I want to use the same thing, I have to also configure a similar proxy on my Chrome. So but in terms of Firefox, whatever that I'm going to be doing is channeled through the anyone network because I have enabled this proxy. And the good thing is that even with the proxy enabled, I mean, I can browse seamlessly through the internet without even thinking about the fact that my data is being routed through 3 independent relays. So basically that's it about how to connect to the anyone network. Probably was a bit long, but I wanted to take my time to explain every bit to you so that you can also participate and be part of this network. If you find this concept to be cool, what the guys are doing, why not just spin a relay yourself? I have a detailed video on my channel on how you can do so. You can watch the video, learn a bit more about the anyone protocol. I do also have a huge resource on my channel on how you can participate in this network. If you do have any questions, put this in the comment section. Come to the anyone Discord and we're very happy to help you out. If you did find the video useful, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel to see more like this. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.